Hello, my name is Lauren, and I'm a registered dietitian with Rock Valley Health. Today, we're going to be talking all about minimizing added sugars. First off, let's define what are added sugars. So, added sugars are sugars that are not naturally found in foods and are added during processing for a sweeter taste. Think adding sugar into a recipe when you're making cookies. So, added sugars that have more of a negative impact on our blood sugar and are often found in unhealthier types of foods. And if we have too much added sugars in our diet, it ultimately increases our risk for prediabetes and diabetes. So we really want to be mindful of our added sugar intake. Added sugars can be hidden in many different foods, things like cereals, granola bars, yogurts, coffee creamers, and even pasta sauces. And different condiments and sauces can also be different sources of added sugars. Things like honey and maple syrup are actually sources of added sugar. And obviously, we all know sources of added sugars in our diet are things like desserts and pop as well. So, here are the recommendations for how much added sugar you should have per day and try to stay under this amount. So, we recommend less than 10% of your total daily calories come from added sugars, and this equates to about less than 40 to 50 grams per day of added sugars. I would keep this less than 40 to 50 gram number in mind because added sugars are actually listed now in grams separately under total sugars on nutrition facts labels. So you don't have to do any math when you're looking on a food label for the grams of added sugars. My recommendation for if you're looking at added sugars on any type of prepackaged product is looking for less than 10 grams of added sugar per serving to help keep your total daily amount of added sugars in check. Here are some tips about how you can minimize added sugar in your diet. So, looking for those hidden sources of added sugars in ingredient lists in a lot of different prepackaged foods. These can be things like corn syrup, different rice syrups, molasses, brown sugar, dextrose, and fructose are all examples of added sugar. Swapping sugar sweetened beverages, things like pop and sports drinks, for lower calorie, lower sugar, healthier options. Also, you might want to consider looking for beverages or products with natural 0 or lower calorie sweeteners. These are not added sugars, they're natural 0 calorie components, have not much of an impact on your blood sugar level. These are things like stevia and sugar alcohols. Erythritol is a popular sugar alcohol, but if you see anything ending in OL on an ingredient list, that is a sugar alcohol. And you can even buy stevia in bulk and use it as a sugar substitute in baking or adding to your coffee or things like that for a lower calorie natural option. And also, as a registered dietitian, at this time, I just recommend having artificial sweeteners in moderation. These artificial sweeteners are man made, they are things that are actually hundreds of times sweeter than regular sugar, things that are in diet pop and a lot of 0 calorie beverages on the market. The current research that's out there right now about artificial sweeteners is pretty inconclusive about its effect in terms of long term weight loss. And also, there is a lot more emerging research that these artificial sweeteners can have some negative impact on things like your gut health, your appetite, and can also negatively impact your taste of sweetness. So I just recommend having those artificial sweeteners in moderation at this time. Also, if you are choosing to indulge in sweet treats, just being mindful of those portion sizes. Also, doing frozen yogurt instead of ice cream and keeping that portion size in check can be another option to help minimize the added sugar. Instead of doing flavored instant oatmeal, you could add fruit or cinnamon to plain oatmeal, using jams or jellies without any added sugars. And then also, it's really important to just make sure you're sticking to the serving size listed for things like condiments and coffee creamers because those can add up quickly in terms of added sugar if you're not paying attention to the serving size. So, I hope this video helped you learn more about what added sugars are, what to look for in different food products, and how you can minimize added sugars in your daily routine.